Now I want to help other people learn to love themselves because it really affects everything, health, wealth, usefulness, happiness, and then I even say world peace. Because when we feel good about ourselves, then it just spreads out everywhere. And, we're not jealous, we're not, taking things the wrong way. So, that's how I just learned to love myself and not getting walked all over.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Second Half Chronicles podcast, where we highlight people in the second half of their lives. We celebrate what they're doing, and we show that we are still viable and amazing, even as we're moving into our later years. Today, I have Donna Woo on the show. Donna is a chiropractor, and she's going to share a personal and kind of culminating moment that led her to ignite herself into her second half. Being a perfectionist in her first half, Donna promises herself that she'll let go and have more fun in her second half. I present to you Donna Woo. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Second Half Chronicles podcast today. I'm your host, Karami Olson, and today I've got a very fun guest. I can't wait for you to hear from her. Her name's Donna Woo. Say hi, Donna.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Karami, for having me here today.
Okay, so first, we're going to start off, Donna, and I'd like to ask you to introduce yourself and kind of tell us just a little bit about you, and tell us kind of how you got here.
Okay, well, how I got here, well, as I sat on my floor in my dark closet, I was thinking to myself, like, why is everybody walking all over me? And why do I feel so stuck and frustrated? And, I was feeling burned out. And I thought, you know what? I love shoes, but just not when they're being used to walk all over me. And so then I sat down with myself because it seemed everybody was walking all over me, my friends, my husband, even some of my patients. And I was thinking I'm embarrassed to admit that I'm a chiropractic physician, college educated, and a business owner. And so then I sat down with myself and I said, what am I doing that's causing people to treat me this way? And I came up with, I was treating myself badly. And so other people were treating me badly. And so then what I ended up doing was I started working on myself even more. I worked with some of the greatest thought leaders in the world. And then I got comfortable in my own skin. And then I learned to love myself. And, now I want to help other people learn to love themselves because it really affects everything, health, wealth, usefulness, happiness. And then I even say world peace, because when we feel good about ourselves, then it just spreads out everywhere. And, we're not jealous. We're not, taking things the wrong way. So, that's how I just learned to love myself and not getting walked all over too.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's back up. Let's back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at some point after you've been running a career, college educated, all the things.
Yeah.
Here you are kind of pivoting into your second half, whatever. So you're pretty, experienced and wise at this point. You found yourself sitting on your floor in your closet. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And I was just sitting there.
Kind of a moment, right? It's like a sad moment. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. And it was just a sad moment. And I'm thinking, I am a chiropractor. I am I'm college educated. I'm smart. But why is everyone walking all over me? What was I doing? I'm a people pleaser. And then in my profession, I wanted to help people. And sometimes it was just hard for me to say no or to speak up and say, even in my personal life. And then if I did speak up, then I felt bad, and then sometimes I've even been called, and I know I was talking to you about this before because, not that I don't swear, but, I was saying, people have called me bitch. And so, and then before rather, I feel horrible. And and I've had people that like the nicest people. And I'm like, have you ever been called a bitch? And they're like, yes. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, okay, well, maybe there are times when I felt like a bitch, but like, you're like the nicest person. Like, how
Right,
how is
right.
it that you're called a bitch? And so I came up with, that if I'm being called a bitch now, it's okay. And if anybody else out there has ever been called a bitch, just remember you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're tenacious, you're caring, and you're happy. And so it's a compliment if someone says that to you now.
Oh my gosh, I love it. BITCH acronym. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm sure someone will be able to relate to this story. You're not the only person who's found themselves crying in their closet and going, where am I? What am I doing? What's going on? You know?
Yeah.
Um, well, okay. So let's talk about just a little bit about you kind of leading up into the second half. And how did you get, besides that moment, kind of, do you have any other influences in your first half that might have helped you through your first half a little bit?
Yeah. Yes.
Like to share?
My family, but definitely my grandmother, she was the biggest influence on me. And sometimes with her, she was always healthy. She always said, without your health, you have nothing. And she was also not your typical like definition of a grandma. Back then, I say back then, she wore her high heels, when she was a grandma, and then she had her in Chinese a cheongsam, and those are the figure hugging dresses, and she would wear that. And I also noticed like whenever we would go places, people would really look at her. No, and she was comfortable being herself in public. She was just made up and just I felt very powerful, even though she was silly too on the back end, like behind the scenes. She was really silly and she had a nickname of Silly. But whenever we were out, she just dressed up. People would look at her and she wasn't afraid of her own power in that sense.
Ooh, go grandma.
Yes, yes. So it's always been, but she loved me. We had this connection.
So okay, maybe you can do this. Can you describe so I've come up with this notion of second half. That's kind of my little thing that I came up with. I started writing my blog. It's turned into a podcast. Here I am putting this out here. So what does second half mean to you, Donna?
Well, the second half means to me is really having more fun, because I am my mom and she would always say that I was too stiff and that I didn't have enough fun. And so my second half means having more fun, but still being useful, like my grandpa said, to be, always be useful. And then also, as grandma said, to be healthy. So to continue that. And then also to help others, to go out and, the useful part, helping others, like coaching, like you do the podcast, and just being myself, being powerful, being happy.
I can see you moving in those directions just in this short time that I've known you. So do you do anything? I'm curious. Do you do anything each day to just make sure you're having fun? I don't know. Is there anything, any kind of meditation or anything you think about or anything you tell yourself or anything you plan?
Well, I do work out. I mean, I know that seems so silly, but I mean, one of the biggest things is to work out.
Yeah.
And think, and having gratitude and really appreciating what I do have. And because sometimes it's easy to focus on like, things might not be going the way I planned or things are the way I want, but just really the gratitude, appreciating everything I have, exercising, because actually moving the body is a great way to get the endorphins going, and it's natural happiness and natural fun. So I do. I have to work out to do that. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And jumping up and down, like before this podcast, it's funny because when we were kind of like behind the scenes, I was more relaxed. But then when you're like, oh, this is recorded, then I'm like, okay, let me jump up and down. So when I sit down,
oh my gosh, you did. I love that. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So, tell us about like right now, what are you currently focusing on? You can talk about career wise or personal wise or what, like like right now, what are you currently focusing on?
I'm actually focusing on both because I believe in integrating the two. I just signed up for an animal chiropractic program. So to learn how to adjust animals and also my dog, because I'm a dog mom. So I'm working on that. But then I also want to, like I said, be useful, continue, useful at home, but just going out there and taking all the experiences that I've had to help people's, especially women, to reclaim their power and happiness.
Mm-hmm.
By coaching, I'm putting together a podcast. Like we were talking about that. Like when I heard you had your podcast, oh my gosh, go for it, Carrie, and you're doing so good. I've been listening to all your episodes and I've subscribed. So,
I'm getting there. So, I just recorded my 10th interview, and they say once you've like done 10, then you've kind of got your stride, and I totally get it now. My other ones are so awkward, but hopefully somebody can glean something out of them. But I'm feeling a lot less awkward now. I'm feeling a lot more like, okay, we got this, So.
Yeah, you do. And that's what, I want to help spread the positivity in the world too, because, we're just beginning. This is, the second half. And so coaching, writing more books. I've written 2 books already co-authored, but I want to write another book or my own book. Just continuing learning. So coaching people, podcast, writing, going on social media, doing my, spending time with my family, friends, and doing the animal chiropractic. So so that's what I'm focusing on right now. I know it sounds like a lot, but
no, and that'll take you well into your second half. And it sounds like you want to get a reach. You want to like help people. That's why I'm working so hard to get this message out as well, is to help women. I found myself kind of down in the dumps then at about 46 years old. And I was like, is this all there is to it? And so I don't know, just anyway, here I am. And I'm like, no, this isn't all there is to it. I'm so excited. So I don't know, you and I kind of aligned on some of our ideas there. So
you're doing so good. And it's scary, right? Because I know you're in January, you put out a little podcast and the same thing, like I've been scared. I've been learning these things for the last 4 years to go out and help people. And other people have already gone out and done it. But it's a little scary, but I'm like, you know what? I got to do this because, and I have to remember not to think about me, because a lot of times I'll think about me, like, like, do I want to share that information? But basically it comes down to me being like, just thinking too much about myself versus going out there. Like, I have information I need to share with people versus like being afraid to share.
Okay. So we're going to do, I'm going to have you finish these sentences for me. These are kind of my little brands, I'll do here. So, okay. So here we go. This is the world needs to realize that those in their second half are
just beginning, and it's never too late. And yes, there's so much to share.
Okay. I'd like to tell everyone in their first half to
plan ahead and to live life on purpose, but knowing that God or universe, whatever you believe in, will always step in and have a plan for you. So sometimes if one door closes, it's meant to close, so another one can open. And so when that happens, just plan again. And also, what I also like to say is just imagine your second half and to know that the most important relationship that you have is the one with yourself, because that will affect your health, your wealth, your usefulness, your happiness, and world peace, as I said earlier. So, it just affects everything.
Okay, so this is for you. So finish the sentence. Hands down, in my second half, I will
have more fun. I will be myself. I will be more powerful, and I'll be happy. And not being so perfect, worrying, like I worry so much and, what other people thought. And they still do, but I'm going to do it less. And, and not worry about being so perfect. I just remember I had, a time where my hair, I went to my hairdresser and I didn't even have it. It's like always like combed a certain way, and it was sprayed and it didn't move. And my hairdresser said, your hair's supposed to move.
Oh,
It was just so, I was just
you're like,
so.
let it go. Let that go. Well, you've been actually really, really huge inspiration. I know someone's going to listen to this episode and just say, okay, I'm getting up off the floor. I'm getting up off the closet floor and I'm going to do something today. So thank you so much for joining me. Okay. So where can people find you or follow you, out there on social media or any? Yeah.
Well, yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's so funny too, because the easiest way is probably at Dr. Donna Woo is my Instagram account. It's at, and then DRDONNAWOO at Dr. Donna Woo. And that will link you to my Facebook, because I have like 2 Facebook accounts, but one got hacked, so I don't use another one. But again, new to social media, all this stuff. So
it's so hard to come up with like which account is connected to which account, and it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
okay. Instagram is easy. Yes.
Yes, and then I do have a YouTube channel also, but it's Dr. Donna W Woo. So it's DR and then dot Donna Donna, and then W dot and then Woo WOO. So, but it's all starting. So, but I like to tell people, you just need to start somewhere, and you've done so well, Carrie.
Oh my gosh. Well, I read in Kara Alwell's book that if you don't just start, she quoted somebody else, but if you start and it looks perfect, then you've actually started too late, they said. So I went with that. I was like, okay, let's just do this. Okay, I'll put those links in the show notes. So hopefully if, they want to click back on, they can actually click on there too. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see where any of this goes. This is going to be amazing. And everyone, live boldly, love Carrie and Donna.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye. Hey there. We're super excited to announce the release of our interactive journal. It's on Amazon. It's called My Second Half Chronicles Journal. You can find it if you just type that onto Amazon. It comes with several pages of discovery exercises with a bunch of journal prompts, 200 writing pages. So the owner can go through a series of exercises. They can write about their second half. They can kind of rediscover themselves, find their inner child. And it's an amazing gift book for someone who might have everything, and they're living in their second half. So check it out on Amazon. Thanks. Love you. Thank you so much for listening today. Please show some love to all of us at Second Half Chronicles by giving us a follow or subscribing, and please share an episode with a friend. It would mean the world. Until next time, live boldly, love Carrie.